Do you ever feel like you're not getting enough sleep? Like you're constantly tired even after a full night's sleep? Well, you're not alone. There's millions of people on this planet who aren't getting enough sleep. But what are the consequences of not sleeping enough? Well, they might be more drastic than you think. Sleep deprivation causes so many problems, including but not limited to obesity, cancer, heart disease, and many more. In this video, I'm going to talk about why sleep is so crucial to our well-being and why we need to get enough of it. I'll also share some tips at the end of this video on how you can get a better night's sleep. So I remember back in high school when I used to go to track practice and then I'd come back all exhausted, tired, but I had a lot of homework to do. And then like the next day I'd have a presentation. Not only was I studying for my homework and classes, but on top of that, I was preparing for this presentation. And on these days before the presentation, I would stay up late and wake up way earlier than normal. I would have like less than 6 hours of sleep and I'd wake up, get to school feeling super tired. My body was just like chronically tired because I didn't get enough sleep to recover from track practice. So physically my muscles were exhausted. On top of that, I also was exhausted from studying and not recovering mentally. So my brain and body were both fatigued and I would be sleeping in my classes. Sound familiar? Well, a lot of us do this and we are all chronically tired, which is why it leads to sleep deprivation, leading to us sleeping during the day when we're not supposed to be. Back to the story. So I would be sleeping during my classes, but then when the presentation came, I'd have the adrenaline going, I'd be ready, I'd go and give my presentation, and then after that's done, I'd crash again. I'd be tired again. And then it compounds and compounds for people who did this routinely, that wake up early, sleep late, don't get enough sleep, don't recover physically, don't recover mentally. They're not getting enough sleep for their body recovery, and it leads to chronic problems. And there's no exact time frame everyone should sleep of 7 to 8 hours. That's what the sleep specialists say. They say 8 hours. Some research studies have shown 7 to 8. In between that time or those times, a little bit over, a little bit less, that's fine. And the problem is most people aren't even getting that much sleep. They're getting way less than the recommended amounts. When we don't sleep, our body releases a hormone called ghrelin. Now, ghrelin is a hormone that's secreted from your brain, goes down your body, and goes all the way to your stomach. Now, in your stomach, it makes you hungry, craving for more food. And at the same time, while ghrelin is going down, our brain is not secreting enough leptin, the hormone of satiety, or the hormone of feeling full. So our bodies, when they're sleep deprived, are asking for more energy. Why, you may ask? Well, when we're sleeping, we recover our energy, we recover, rebuild, prepare for the next day. When we don't have enough sleep, we're not ready for the next day. We don't have enough energy. So we try to consume that energy in us. And the foods we tend to crave when we're sleep deprived are the junk foods, cookies, chips, pizza, you name it. I mean, look at people who are tired. Imagine your school days, back to high school, when you had a long paper, you stayed up all night, you woke up. What type of food did you want? Did you want an oatmeal? Did you want a protein shake? No. You wanted that pizza, you wanted a Coke. Most people were like that. It's nature. Our hormones want us to get those energy-dense foods because we think we need that energy to sustain ourselves for the day because we didn't get it during the night. We didn't recover enough during the night, so our body's asking for energy-dense foods. And this in turn leads to overeating. For people who are chronically sleep deprived and continuously releasing a lot of ghrelin hormone in their stomachs, they're going to be constantly more hungry, eating these more junk foods, leading to excess calories, leading to excess fat, leading to obesity, leading to this obesity epidemic we're in. So sleep deprivation is a key component to the obesity epidemic, and it's something that needs to be fixed. So on top of that, during sleep, our body normally releases insulin. So insulin is the hormone that's released to control our blood sugar levels within our body. Now, when we don't get enough sleep, there's not insulin being secreted. So what does that mean? There's excess blood sugar just going around your body, and when it's excess levels, it could wreak havoc over a long period of time. For example, people who have diabetes, the problems they have with their eyesight, heart problems, dyslipidemia, which is high cholesterol, foot ulcers, it's because they have chronically elevated blood glucose levels. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna have all these problems if you're chronically sleep deprived, but I'm saying this could be a factor leading to these symptoms to occur, and people who have compounding factors leading to the escalated blood sugar. So if you get what I mean, there's like multiple factors to this that is leading to problems within people And I feel like this is a problem that can be fixed. And all it takes is sleeping more. In addition to this, when we don't sleep, we release more cortisol. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of cortisol, the stress hormone. It's released from our body when we're kind of in a flight or fight mode. And back in the day when we didn't have enough sleep, it was usually because there was a predator outside or an enemy tribe trying to take over. So our body released this cortisol. It was in a stress state. It was ready for flight or fight. And this hormone nowadays is not good for us. We're not in a stress environment most of the time, right? When we don't chronically get enough sleep, we're releasing this hormone. This is leading to excess anxiety, more weight gain because cortisol leads to weight gain, and it spikes up a lot of problems within the body. For example, your blood glucose will be up, your blood pressure will be up. A lot of these problems can be decreased with more sleep. Now, I'm not saying this is the only cure, but this is a factor leading to these elevated problems. And if you cure one factor at a time, you could slowly figure out this problem. Not only this, cortisol weakens your immune system, so you're more susceptible to getting colds, flus, and problems like that. So sleep more, less sick. Simple as that. Sleep is important for our recovery, our body weight, our normal functioning, and future functioning. So please take it seriously. And if you're not getting enough sleep, I highly encourage you guys to try out, get more sleep, get those 7 to 8 hours recommended. If you're not getting enough sleep, I highly encourage you guys to try getting more sleep and see how it changes your life, because trust me, it will make your life better. Here's a point in the video where we'll go over some tips on how you can have a better night's sleep. Tip number 1, go to bed the same time during the weekdays as the weekend. Now, I know people are like, oh, I want to stay out late at night on the weekends, but if you stay within plus or minus an hour of your normal sleep time, your REM cycle, your sleep cycle will all be aligned, and you'll be able to process sleep better. You'll be able to recover and feel better the next day. For example, let's take an account. Let's say during the weekdays you sleep at 11 or 12 and you sleep for 7 hours. So you wake up around 7 o'clock, okay? And let's say on the weekend you sleep around 3 or 4. We can do 3 for this example. And you sleep the same 7 hours and you wake up at 10. Now this is excluding any alcohol or drugs. You will probably feel more tired on the weekend sleeping from 3 to 10 if you slept from 12 to 7 that you normally do. I know most of you probably don't believe me, but that's also because on the weekend, you don't have to wake up at a certain time. So you probably oversleep that time that you normally sleep and you make up for lost time. But yeah, make sure you sleep around the same time, because that will really help your sleep cycle, and make sure that you get your adequate amount of sleep. Tip number 2, create a relaxing bedtime routine. Don't go work out right before sleeping. Don't check your phone, your emails, don't do something stressed. Like, don't even have a large meal right before bed. Have it a little bit before if you can. Tip number 3, keep your room dark and cool. So for the first part, dark. Don't check your phone at all before sleeping. Yes, I know people have important jobs that they need to check their phone constantly. Those people, I understand. You guys are important jobs, helping society, keep doing that. But for people like me, who don't need to be checking their phone all the time, try not to check your phone right before bed. Try to check it 5-10 minutes, ideally longer before bed. I believe it's 30 minutes before bed, the official statement, but even 5 to 10 minutes before sleeping, because then your eyes adjust to the darkness, you're ready to sleep. You don't have things popping in your mind that you were just looking at seconds ago. Like, people go on TikTok, scroll through it, and then fall asleep. That's not good for your sleep. You're gonna be thinking about whatever was on your TikTok feed, which for the most part isn't good stuff. Second of all, the brightness from going into your eyes, you're probably not gonna sleep right away. It's gonna take you a little bit of time for your body to adjust. The second part to tip 3 is keep your room quiet. So dark and quiet. Quiet in the sense that try to isolate any noises that you're having from inside and out your house. Like, if you have a window open and you don't need to have that window open for circulation, and there's noises outside, cars going by, people talking, try to close that. Try to make it as quiet as possible. Don't have TV going on in the background. Don't be having music going on in the background and stuff like that. Tip number 4 for a better sleep. Avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed. Caffeine's a no-brainer. It's supposed to wake you up. Everyone knows that. So don't have that right before bed. Ideally, don't have it late afternoon onwards, because that's going to mess up your sleep. Alcohol, though, a lot of people think that alcohol will help you sleep. It actually doesn't. It messes up your REM cycle, which is your deepest phase of sleep and is where most of the benefits of sleep come. And if it messes that up, you're not going to get the benefits of sleep that much. So if you're out drinking at night and you come back home and you sleep, you probably notice those nights of sleep aren't as good as the nights when you drink sober. Don't drink alcohol before bed. It's gonna mess up your sleep and ideally not lead to a good sleep. So if you guys are getting less than 7 hours of sleep, I highly recommend you guys get 7 hours of sleep at minimum. Do me a favor and take on this challenge of sleeping 7 to 8 hours every day for 30 days and see how it changes your life. And trust me, your life and life quality will improve so much just because of sleep. If you like this video, go check out my other video on how AI helped me make healthy food. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.